K-pop demon hunters Saja Boy's breakfast meal and Huntrix meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja Boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
They say you should learn something new every day. Like how you should only drink Jägermeister at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, ice cold. Like those frozen cavemen they find, which makes you wonder, what would a caveman think of Jägermeister? Well, if you served it warm, he'd probably throw it in your face, say, "Unga boonga," and storm off. And nobody wants that. So drink it cold or not at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mast Jägermeister, U.S., White Plains, New York.
This episode is brought to you by Ferrero. Soccer's biggest stage is approaching, and Ferrero is making it easy to go all in. Pick any two Ferrero brands from Kinder Bueno to Ferrero Rocher, and you could win the $1 million grand prize, plus an exciting range of daily and weekly prizes. Don't miss your shot. Official rules apply. Learn more at goallinandwin.com.
Before I leave, I want you to know this. The one thing that I want more than anything in this world is that.
This championship, my championship, their championship, this is what all of this is about. You want?
No. No. My brother, I don't want that. I want your soul.
It's the show that celebrates WWE. It's Gorilla Position.
Hello, you, and welcome to Gorilla Position. Thank you very much for hitting the download button on this, your pro wrestling / sports entertainment podcast of pleasure. My name is James D'Lo, your host and your guide through the wonderful world of WWE. Thank you for tuning in to this episode 363 of the biggest and best WWE podcast in the UK, the show that takes you closer to the action, the adventure, and inside the stories that drive this fascinating art form. It is Wednesday, 26th of February, the week of Chamber Elimination 2025. This Saturday night in Toronto, Cena's final Chamber. Best Mates unsanctioned and Cody's response to the final boss. Quite the reaction to this promo from The Rock. Anthony Clark says, utterly confused. Does he want Cody's soul, or is the adrenaline in there too? David McGregor says he wants Cody to give him an answer. I'm not sure he or anyone else really knows what the bloody question was. The Yeah Revolution says The Rock being involved in WWE Creative will hurt the company in the long run. At the end of the day, all The Rock cares about is The Rock. Matthew Inkster, the new version of Rollins and the Authority. I'm intrigued to see how this will play out. Roy Munson, just weird. As Russo says, give The Rock some meat on the bone. He was gnawing at nothing for 20 minutes. Then he finishes by saying he wants his soul, like he's Papa Shango. What a crap climax. Spencer George, The Rock has lost his spark, tired of his repetitive shtick. There are so many. Nathan Stokes, disappointing they keep throwing the women's division under the bus as soon as The Rock clicks his fingers. Mark Spearing says it's planting the seed of Cody's future heel turn as he struggles to hold on to the power and feels he has no choice but to sell his soul. Plays into the Punk promo pre-Rumble as well. Murray Wilson says, I feel people need to stop worrying about where it might lead, as if not knowing is a bad thing. If WWE has become harder to predict, surely that's a good thing. It's got you guys talking. That is for sure. So many messages from you guys talking about The Rock's promo on Friday Night Smackers. So let us dive in as well. Excited to break down this promo and the potential story that comes from it that seems to have really split the audience. And to chat through everything this week, they are the Shelton Benjamin and Kurt Angle to my Charlie Haas. The Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley to my Spike. The King Booker and Finlay to my William Regal. The Rollins and Reigns to my Ambrose. You see, I'm giving myself the rubbish ones. The Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro to my Melina. The Juventude and Psychosis to my Super Crazy. Mekz and Skillit are in the house.
Although I would say...
That was long-winded, apologies.
I would say Melina was probably the star in Eminem.
Yeah, do you know? You're probably right.
I probably would say she was.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I gave myself that one.
Yeah.
How are you, boys?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself, Mekz?
Well, I was gonna sing a song.
So was I.
I was gonna
say.
What song were you gonna sing?
When the Saints go marching in, because that's what The Rock was singing on SmackDown. Right. And then I was gonna do Producer Ben, don't cut me out, or you got syphilis on your lip. But I'm glad I didn't do that.
You didn't quite deliver that.
Yeah, it would have been better.
I'll slap the syphilis off your lip.
That's what. Yeah.
What song were you gonna sing, Mekz?
He's done it again. He's done it again. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Okay. He's done it again.
Very good. Yeah. I like that.
That's better than mine.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, don't worry. We'll cut yours out.
Please. If you don't mind.
What's the best thing to happen to you over the last week? Skills?
I act like I don't know who's going to ask me this question. I never have an answer.
Never prepared.
In the last 7 days.
Yeah.
That's what a week is.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
I'm trying to stall here.
Now, when you say week...
When you say week, what do you mean exactly? Oh my God. I went to Lake District with the missus on Saturday.
Lovely
It was
stuff.
amazing. We had a great time.
Where did you stay?
She booked this really lovely golf hotel that's in a golf... It's like a golf club hotel.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it now on top of my head, but it was actually really lovely. And we had a really nice... we ate by this lakeside, countryside bit outdoors. Really nice. Because Saturday was really, really nice. And then she had like a photo shoot to do later on that night. And then in the morning, we were like, we're going to wake up really early and go out and see more sights. I mean, it rained really badly on Sunday. But we still went out, but it just wasn't the same on the Sunday. But yeah, we had a good time.
I like the idea that you probably got a good deal on the hotel by saying, I'll plug the hotel on GP.
And then I can't
remember the name of it.
I can't remember the damn hotel at all. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's lovely. A trip to the Lake District. I've never been. I'd love to go.
You should definitely. I'm surprised you've never been, actually.
I want to take Digby.
I was actually thinking when I was out there,
And
I'm
the girls,
sure
obviously.
James has done this.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet. I really want to.
Have you ever been Lake District, Mekz?
No, I haven't.
You should go, guys. Honestly, it's really nice.
And definitely stay in that lovely hotel.
Called
Golf Club.
Yeah. Mekz, where can people find you? Oh no, that was the wrong question.
right here, right now.
Sorry, I just automatically went to the end of the show.
Good night, everybody.
Mekz, what's the best thing to happen to you over the last 7 days?
Nothing major. I've kind of cracked something I've been trying to figure out with editing and stuff. Like I've cracked it, so a bit of geeky stuff. But should make my edits a bit more nicer and just becoming more proficient at editing and stuff. So yeah,
that's good.
Cool.
That's really good.
Boring.
What about yourself, James?
I should have thought about this. Best thing to happen to me over the last 7 days. Can't think of anything.
Arsenal drew to West Ham.
Oh, yeah.
No, they lost to West Ham. Sorry, they lost to West Ham. And Liverpool looks like they were going to win the league.
Up the Gunners.
Yeah.
Up the Gunners and all that.
Sorry, Mekz.
I can't really think of anything. I'm sure lots of... I've had a terrible old week with our builders.
Really?
In the house, yeah. Oh. Dreadful.
Demolition.
No, they weren't my favourite tag team. A big question to kick off the show. It's a new feature. I think we'll do this every week. This week, the big question is: if WWE had ended the moment Stone Cold aligned himself with McMahon at WrestleMania 17, if WWE had just ended at that point, would we all be living far more enjoyable, worthwhile lives right now?
I think so.
Yeah, good. Great things. Just want to pose a big question to kick us off. Other things to discuss. What did you guys... And we'll rattle through these things quickly because we've got so much to talk about this week. What did you boys make of Ricky Saint's in-ring debut on NXT last night? The fans were obviously very positive because they were chanting Tony fumbled.
Yeah.
Tony fumbled. What did you make of it?
Go on. I watched it this morning. I watched NXT this morning, and it was just really good. He had a lot of energy. There was a misstep when it came to the finish. I think he didn't anticipate maybe the weight of Wesley when he tried to catch him when he bounced off the ropes. But
I saw that, yeah.
yeah, but it was good, and he got that spotlight. And there was like a post-match promo backstage, just loads of passion. Like, he's happy to be here. They've already kind of on commentary. Corey Graves was telling a story of the likes of Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, as he sees as like mentors, elder figures to him. So yeah, I think he's in the right place now, and it's now for him to, more so than the crowd just chanting it, prove that he's in the right place and that Tony messed up on, not keeping him in AEW.
That's a good shout. Saw a lovely picture of CM Punk and Ricky Saints backstage. That was nice. I had an email from David here. He says, I've never watched TNA. After seeing Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace, and then this week some big lad called Moose shows up on NXT, I started to wonder whether I should check out some of the products. Lo and behold, today, my YouTube algorithm throws a TNA clip my way on the homepage. Joe Hendry in the thumbnail with his guitar. Excellent, I'll watch this. Enjoying his song, only to be interrupted by Primo, Epico, Elias, and Santino Marella. A tag team with the Four was then promoted as the main event of the show. Not sure if you guys watch TNA, but what can I expect from the show week to week? Who are the upcoming stars to watch out for? Mekz, I guess this is probably one more so for you.
TNA, so I try to watch TNA week to week, but just time gets away. Definitely tune in for the pay-per-views, I would say, as a starting point at the very least, because then you know you're going to get some great action and forward in the general storylines. In terms of youngsters or like up-and-comers, if you like, Leon Slater, who is British, he's from Bradford. Leon Slater is maybe the best 20-year-old, if he's 20 yet, in the entire world. Like, this guy he's going to the absolute moon. He's recently done a program tagging with the Hardys.
Made his name through Progress Wrestling.
Yeah,
right?
through Progress. He's done Progress, he's done Rev Pro. He got signed last year and he's on TV. And like I said, he may still be a teenager. I'm not even too sure of his age.
He's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant. So they've got him, and they've got some other talents. And I guess now we've got this revolving door with NXT. So if anything, it's a good time to get into TNA, because if you're watching NXT, you've got some familiar faces, showing up.
And in terms of the crossover, right? Last night's NXT was a proper sort of almost co-production, you could call it, between TNA and NXT. Hardys rumored to have a proper long run on the main roster. That could be upcoming. Would you guys be excited to see, I don't know, like CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy one more time?
No.
Really?
No.
Not at all?
Like, I don't have a problem. I do love the Hardys. Hardys is, the legends and everything. I just don't know. I think they should stay in TNA. And I think they should do things where they pop up in WWE here and there, now and then, special matches, do little things like that. But another run in WWE, I think that could be given to a new tag team.
But this whole thing could be so brilliant for TNA. The fact that, we're talking about TNA on the podcast because of this crossover. But imagine if Hardys do go onto the main roster and, maybe Jeff has a singles run or whatever. The amount that the commentators will be talking about TNA.
Yeah.
Like, just that sort of that crossover and that cross promotion. It's so good for TNA.
I think if the Hardys, as rumoured, they do have that stint over the spring, summer on WWE proper, then you just do it as a tag team and use it, if anything, to elevate what's happening with the tag team, or should I say not happening with the tag teams right now. I think to kind of break off and start doing singles, programs, I think that might be ultimately taking time from other people.
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, fair enough. Another quickie, seeing a lot more positivity over the last few weeks about AEW creative. Any thoughts on this? Has there been an improvement?
Yeah, I would say so. I think the problem is, and I say this every year, the stint between their last pay-per-view is like right at the end of December, right? And then their next pay-per-view tended to be like end of Feb / beginning of March. So that gap of almost 3 months of TV with no payoff always punishes AEW, and they haven't found a way in 5 years to alleviate that pressure from themselves. So now, as we're getting close to, I think their pay-per-view is second week of March, I want to say. I think that's why TV is getting better, because people can see the end goal for some of the stuff we've been seeing on TV. But this is always like their struggle period where they have a lack of pay-per-views.
Payoffs to stories is a lovely way to segue into The Rock.
Let's do it.
And the promo, let's talk about SmackDown. The Rock came out and he wants Cody Rhodes' soul. I watched this. It was a 25-minute segment. It was a long old segment. Part of me thought it was slightly sort of self-indulgent, meandering waffle. Certainly some of the reactions online suggest that was the case. But what are your takeaways from the? Well, I mean, we'll dive in properly, but Skills, what's your
I'm
overriding feeling?
I'm happy that they're bringing back some sort of story between Cody and The Rock, because the way they left it with him just bigging him up on Raw on the first night of Netflix Raw, and you know what I mean. It just didn't really make sense to me. So I'm glad they've drawn it back. I do agree that The Rock was waffling a bit too much, and he has done certain sticks. What's the word? Shtick. He's done certain the sticks that he usually does that normally pays off. Didn't pay off this time. Like the singing. Oh, only you can't sing along with The Rock. That didn't really work this time for me. Don't get me wrong. He's still entertaining. I loved it when he said "smack the syphilis out your mouth," and I laughed at that.
The line you tried to replicate at the beginning of the show. Yeah,
I couldn't even say shtick. Yeah. Ultimately, I'm happy that it's leading to some sort of mystery of who is The Rock's going to be chosen corporate champion, which I think I know where it's going. But yeah, ultimately, I'm excited to see. I'm enjoying it. I think it's good. I think it's a good thing.
So this wasn't the story I thought we were gonna get heading into WrestleMania 41. We spent most of last year thinking we were gonna get either Rock versus Cody or Rock versus Roman. And that we'd get a repeat of like how hot last year's WrestleMania build was. And then that all seemed to be squashed when, Rock did his bootlicking stuff on the Netflix debut, as you just said. But this is at least a new chapter of something.
Yes.
And that's what I'm really excited about. Something that is very intriguing and which at this point I can't really predict.
Yeah.
We've got a good email so I had some ideas about where I think this is going.
So do I.
You've got a prediction as well.
I've got a prediction.
I want to read out an email from Chris James in just a mo, but Mekz, coming to you before I do so. Because whilst this was 25 minutes, whilst it was quite self-indulgent, and we put on the WhatsApp group of GP, like Rock turned more times
100%
in 25 minutes than the Big Show has done in his entire career.
Yeah.
Like he flipped, because he obviously made the announcement for WrestleMania 42 going to New Orleans, which I'm incredibly excited about. We all know what a brilliant host city that is for Mania. So he was there as a babyface, sort of company ambassador, company head honcho, making that announcement. And then he starts slagging off the fans. And then he was kind to them again. And then that doesn't work. As entertaining as he is, as you say, Skills, he's got to be more focused.
100%. It didn't pay off this time. It didn't work.
And just on top of what you're saying with the switches of character, he then walked into the post shows of SmackDown and was a total babyface, member of the board kind of guy. Like, if he's going to be both of these characters on screen, he has to work out a better way of managing both.
Yeah.
And do you think his social presence is, whilst obviously that has huge benefits, what he even said in the promo, 500 million followers, right? And it's obviously, it's storytelling, it's characters. We know what it is. It's all scripted. But he's so quick to, even in the press conference, he just rips the curtain open. And he's like, and on social, he said, I love playing this horrible character, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, leave a little bit.
Yeah. I agree.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I find it a bit frustrating. So I had some ideas. Chris James has emailed with similar ideas, so I'll let him take the credit. But so email from Chris James. He says, hi James and the GP team, or should I say hello you. Been a listener to the pod since the start, and when you guys came back for good, I'll take that. I was beyond happy to hear your dulcet tones again. Your pod was always the highlight of my week, and I'm glad I can listen to you once again. Just thought I would share my dream WrestleMania booking with you guys, and would love to know what you think. Cody rejects The Rock's offer. Rock is fuming. Flash forward to the Chamber match, and the final three are Seth, Punk, and Cena. When it's looking like Seth will pick up the win, Roman Reigns arrives, just like HBK did to Taker in 2010, and spears Seth before dragging Punk's lifeless body over him, costing Seth the match, and in turn paying off Heyman's favour to Punk.
Yep.
That's very nice, I thought.
Yep.
This sets up a night one main event of Seth versus Roman in a blood feud match for the ages. I believe this match does not need a title, as the story they could tell with their history could be fantastic. Punk then goes on to win the Chamber match. However, on either Raw or Smackers, Cena comes to the ring and says he's not accepting the result of the Chamber match and instead is using his power to insert himself in the match again. This brings out The Rock, who tells Cena that there's only one person in WWE who can make that happen, and that's the final boss. After a tense promo, The Rock agrees to put Cena in the match. Fans may be wondering what the logic behind this is. However, the final boss is always thinking 10 steps ahead, and let's not forget the history between Punk, Rock, and Cena concerning WrestleMania main events. Now we jump forward to the last moments of the main event of night 2. Cody has tried everything to beat both Punk and Cena, but he can't do it, becoming increasingly more desperate as the match goes on. Suddenly, while Punk and Cena are both down, the final boss makes his way to the ring and stands opposite Cody one more time. This time, Cody shakes The Rock's hand, and just like Austin and Vince at WrestleMania 17, a deal with the devil is made. The Rock immediately hits a pair of rock bottoms on Punk and Cena, then rolls out the ring to bring in a couple of steel chairs, and the pair of them proceed to beat the living piss out of Punk and Cena to a chorus of boos from the crowd. Cody hits a triple crossroads on Punk and pins him for the win, creating a new heel corporate WWE champ in the process and starting the slow build for Reigns to dethrone Cody and then face The Rock at next year's WrestleMania. Let me know what you guys think. Love the pod, and long may it continue. Chris.
That's an excellent booking.
That's pretty good, right?
Very good. I had a lot of that in my theory.
Yeah.
But there was one person that's missing in his prediction I have.
Go on.
Drew McIntyre. And I think Drew is going to help Cody beat Punk at Mania. And Cody, Drew, and The Rock are going to be a corporate team.
Cody, Drew, and
The Rock.
And The Rock.
And The Rock. Now you have to remember, The Rock gave Drew the sword.
The sword when he re-signed.
When he re-signed, you see them being pally on social media. I think they need to do more with Drew. Drew's moved to SmackDown for a reason, and I think he's moved to SmackDown for a reason, so we forget about him until.
And all our question marks, especially last week when we were talking about Drew, is like we can in no way whatsoever predict his WrestleMania journey.
That's right.
Yeah. Some other suggestions that I've seen floating around on socials, kind of similar, but Cody refuses the offer. CM Punk wins the Chamber. Rock tries to steal the main event like it's 2013 to teach Cody a lesson, because obviously Cody stole the main event from Rock last year. CM Punk uses his favour from Paul Heyman to get Roman to take care of Rock. Roman confronts Rock and his thirst for power. The power ties into the Ula Fala and head of a family. Roman versus Rock for the Ula Fala at Mania.
Yeah.
The point is, and this is the crucial point, everyone's trying to book this. Everyone's trying to solve this. Everyone's coming up with ideas. It's got people invested in a story, and that is what should always drive WWE.
Absolutely,
and that is why, quibbles or not around the length of the promo or the fact that it was a little confusing or ambiguous, everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's the start of something. And for that reason, I can overlook the mild annoyances with The Rock and look on the positives of this is engaging everyone.
And a lot of people don't want to admit this. It's a good thing The Rock has come back and thrown some sort of spanner in the works, because going into Mania without The Rock, I don't know if it was going to be as exciting this year. I think this has kind of made it another exciting WrestleMania for me.
This is why I sing. He's done
Yeah, you're right, Mekz. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So no idea. I like that Drew McIntyre theory a lot.
Yeah.
So a faction of Cody, Drew, and The Rock.
That's
I thought about
the new corporation.
I thought about Drew, but I didn't think about it in a faction. I just thought that Drew will be his guy, and then he will help Drew get back the championship, and then Drew will have like his proper run at the top of WWE.
Right.
And like tying in with all the contract stuff. Like that is the one person, you know, we always hear this person's re-signed, this person's re-signed, but we've never seen, like you say, the pomp and circumstance behind the signing, like someone being handed a sword and everything behind it. So that's definitely a point. For me, all of these ideas are very good ideas, could work anyway, and like you said, that makes it more exciting. But for me, it has to be Cena.
Okay.
Cena needs to be the one that bites the apple.
Okay.
And because of the desperation, like Cena is on a clock. We know he's going to retire.
It's true.
Like he needs to get to this title as soon as possible. And maybe he loses the chamber, and this is like his last, you know, opportunity to either get back into that WrestleMania match or win it somewhere else down the line. Like any one of these guys we're mentioning can work. I just think for Cena, and especially because of his, you know, kind of ABC 1, 2, 3 character, like he needs something. Like this has to be him.
He needs more depth, but I don't believe him winning the chamber is the way to go. Him desperately trying to claw his way into the main event of Mania despite not winning the chamber, to me, is the way to go.
Which is fine if he does that via the help of The Rock.
Yeah.
So he can still be The Rock's guy
that makes sense.
without winning the chamber.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I my pick, if I had to kind of pick one of these guys, I think it would be Cena.
Okay, I guess because he said that he hasn't won a match in 3 years or something like that, right?
Yeah, 2,000 something matches. Like,
so it could be like a desperate thing where it's like, I need to get back.
2,000 days, not
2,000
matches.
days. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, that's a good shout.
So we've got no idea how this is going to play out with the matches we expected to see at 41. Cody versus Cena, or Cody versus Punk, or Punk versus Roman versus Rollins 3-way, or Rock versus Roman, which is still kind of a possibility. But amusingly, these are plans that we all assumed were only in place because The Rock wasn't going to be involved in Mania.
Yeah.
But now he is. I'm significantly more interested.
Exactly.
Like,
Same.
and that's the key.
That's right.
Like, you can say, oh, he's taking time away from other talents, all you like. And whilst there is an element of that, the eyeballs he brings.
But Rock is not going to be wrestling at Mania. He's just going to be involved in the story.
You think he's just going to be involved?
Yeah, he's not wrestling at
They
Mania.
just announced this new film he's doing.
He's doing
as
Martin
this-
Scorsese. Yeah, he's in the film Martin Scorsese. He's
Which
kind of
is huge.
Yeah, he wants to be taken as a serious actor now.
But it's
I know.
Digby also wants to be taken seriously as an actor. But it's a really interesting booking, that, because being in a Scorsese film, the fact that he's playing this final boss sort of gangster type character, like that's a big departure for The Rock, who has been doing Disney films and Moana and, you know,
The good guy.
Yeah, he's always like the action hero.
Yeah.
And Hollywood's biggest ever action hero. So him in a Scorsese film is very, very interesting indeed. And I hope that filters into the WWE creative.
Yeah. Same.
But yeah, lots of intrigue. And the thing, just going back to the story, and I love that line, by the way, and he says, I want that. And he's like, all this over a championship? No, not that.
Yeah.
I want your soul.
I love that. That was
Like that was a really nice line. It was a great way to finish it. I love the facials with them looking at each other. Steve Austin, the man that carried WWE through its most creative and most profitable era ever up to that point, he would not have been the trailblazing, industry-changing, company-leading babyface without Vince McMahon and that heel character for him to feud with. Cody selling his soul or not to the final boss is what Cody needs.
Yeah.
To continue being the poster boy babyface.
I agree.
Every great babyface is nothing without a great heel.
I agree.
And so that's why that's why this is a good thing.
That's my second choice. Like, funny enough, if it's not going to be Cena, I would actually just have Cody accept his offer.
Yeah.
Like, Cody
and dye his hair black.
Dye his hair black. And, you know, Cody could be a great character and he could help to raise Cody's profile, like he says. And, I just feel like Punk had an interesting line on Raw where he mentioned to Logan Paul about I'm the devil or something like that. Did you guys hear that?
Yes, he did say that.
Which I don't know whether that's to play into, you know, I could be an option amongst all of this other stuff that's happening.
Well, the Punk needs to say that in Ring of Honor, didn't it?
He's got a line about the devil.
But yeah, I just feel like out of all of these other guys, Drew would be a great choice and would probably thrive and need it most. But for right now, especially on a short-term basis, like I feel like Cena can turn back to a babyface later on in the year or something like that if need be, and end his career on a babyface note. But yeah, Cena's the one.
Cena's got to go to a dark place this year.
Yeah.
And I don't think, as we were saying last week, it's not a traditional heel turn.
Yeah.
It's just he goes to a dark place out of desperation to get what he needs.
Yeah.
The wild card of Drew is a lovely one.
I think Drew might have to be it.
And we saw, I assume you guys saw that promo he did online calling out Cena.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
Just another really good shot. It's just him in the gym, just slacking off John Cena, basically. But he does so well. But the thing is, going back to Rock, Elimination Chamber now is more exciting.
Yeah.
According to Dave Meltzer, an extra 2,500 tickets were sold in the Rogers Centre off the back of The Rock's promo on SmackDown. So yeah, but going to one of you just said about the sort of creative problems. Do we think Rock is actually causing behind the scenes issues with creative chaos, suddenly deciding what he's going to do or not do at Mania? Meltz has reported that some people are unhappy backstage. Digby's definitely unhappy.
I definitely think that this is not a sustainable way to continue booking, and especially booking WrestleMania, which is meant to be, your biggest show and stuff like that. There's the rumors of the people backstage, talent backstage not being happy. Naomi and Liv Morgan's match got turned into like just a bit of a segment, I guess, a beat-down segment. Like, I don't think it's sustainable. Yes, it's bringing us these great moments and, speculation and stuff to look forward to like we do this weekend now. But surely there has to be a more kind of, productive way of doing this kind of stuff. Maybe they're seeing online that the excitement for WrestleMania is particularly down, and it's like, in case of emergency, break glass, out comes The Rock sort of thing. But yeah, that just means they need to do a better job doing their long-term booking rather than just breaking glass and letting The Rock come out every time.
The Rock is the 5th most followed person on social media.
Wow. That's crazy.
On the planet.
Yeah.
Is that all social media, across all social media, Instagram or?
There might be Instagram.
Even still.
It
which
is,
matter.
Yes, that is Instagram.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, that speaks volumes. It should speak volumes. Do you think The Rock will bring back his old Nation teammate, The Godfather, to revive his Soul Taker gimmick? From Memphis.
I hope not.
I think that would be good. Do you think people need to be taking seriously what he said in the press conference by saying it doesn't need to end in a match? Because Wrestling 101 is everything needs to build to a match, but he was saying, like, I do kind of believe, as much as I love The Rock, I do believe he, in a way, lives in a bit of a Hogan-esque fantasy world.
Yeah.
Says a lot of nonsense. I personally don't think people should be too hung up on what he said. I think he's just trying to sound a bit pompous about, kind of depth of character and all that kind of stuff. It needs to lead somewhere. There needs to be a payoff.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about payoffs all the time. Like, that's what you need in pro wrestling. That's why the Cody win was so emotional. Because even though the story dragged and dragged, we got that
payoff.
Climax.
Yeah.
Does he... So, Skills, you don't think he's going to wrestle at 41?
No.
Do you think he wrestles at 42?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it will lead to a payoff between him and Reigns. Somehow. This will circle back to Reigns somehow.
Okay.
But right now, you can have the dastardly Rock being a really good corporate boss, managing the new era of whoever's going to be the corporate champion, if it's Drew, if it's Cody or whatever, and then drag that storyline along and become really bad, like really evil, where to the point where people can't wait to see The Rock get defeated, and the only person to do it is the head of the table, Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that is Wrestling 101, and Rock knows that. He lives in that world. He's brought up in that world. He's born in it. He knows that he will have to square it up one last time and lose.
And actually, if they dragged this out to 42 in New Orleans, and Reigns is the one to take The Rock down.
Yeah.
Even if we haven't had that, as Rock fairly said, if we haven't had the Cody Roman match, the Cody Rock match, if Reigns is the one to ultimately take the final boss down, almost on behalf of Cody, that then is a lovely full story.
Exactly.
And the ultimate babyface turn of Roman Reigns, because he's defending Cody. Where that leaves Cody, you could say, well, you don't want him to look weak in that process. But there is a way to get to Rock versus Roman at 42 in New Orleans.
Yeah.
With Rock not wrestling at all until then. There is a way in which that could work.
Or maybe Rock and Cody do have a match at one point. This is not at Mania.
I mean, I don't know if The Rock wrestles outside of Mania.
I
at this
know.
point.
That is true.
And although you guys raise good points, I think this is a super convoluted way to get to Reigns versus Rock.
It is.
We are where we are right now. So, yeah,
it is.
It's a way, definitely.
An email here from Steph Dola. Hello, you beautiful gentlemen. It is customary at the start of every email to say, loving the pod every week. You get me through at least one gym session per week. Thank you. Moving on. Am I the only one thoroughly underwhelmed by the potential triple threat between Reigns, Punk, and Rollins? When was the last time we saw a triple threat with no tangible reward? Genuine question if you want to do some research. It's not a title match, nor a number one contenders match. So honestly, it feels like there's no real stakes. Of course, I understand that it would be considered a bit of a blood feud, but definitely no more appealing than a Reigns versus Punk singles match. Feels like just a way to shoehorn Rollins into a big match when arguably, does he really deserve it? Oof. I mean, we'll talk about Rollins a lot when we talk about Raw. Fantasy booking would mean a Punk versus Rhodes title match, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. Interested to hear your thoughts on the purpose of this triple threat beyond just getting all three onto the card in a marquee match. But is the appetite there from the fans? Keep up the ace work, Steph. P.S. Lots to talk about Becky's return. Surely she's a shoo-in for Raw after Mania. P.P.S., and this is one for producer Ben, really, any update on the GP WhatsApp group? As a female wrestling fan with no close friends who like it, it can be a pretty isolating experience. My wife grudgingly attended NXT New York at Mania 35 back in 2019, but her interest was purely on the snacks inside the venue. Well, thank you for the email, Steph. We are pushing on this community chat group, aren't we, Ben? Yeah, now he's writing down his notes on his to-do list. Huzza. We are getting to that, Steph. The triple threat, I mean, of all the different many potentials there are for these big marquee matches at Mania, that is still on the cards, we're assuming.
Yeah.
Reigns, Rollins, and Punk.
Yeah.
How did Mekz? It feels like you got something to say. Go on.
Like Gunther said, this doesn't excite me.
Not at all.
Nope.
Okay.
Like Steph said in the email, like this is just we need to put three guys on this card sort of thing. If Reigns somehow enters the Elimination Chamber on Saturday, spears Rollins, spears Punk, costs their opportunities, and that kind of, makes the match, then okay. But to then give them, if they do end up giving them a main event, you're like, okay, you three have stolen a main event from somebody. Because, there is no real story here. I know things have happened since Rumble, and there's long-term beef with Reigns and Rollins, and Punk has come back into the fray as well. But like I said, I think last week, I would rather have Roman Rollins, I'd rather have Rollins Punk, or I'd rather have Punk Roman. Putting all three of them together, it seems like we're forcing it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, Skills, you up for it?
It would be a good match.
I'm up for it.
I don't
man.
doubt that.
I think on the night, I think we're probably thinking about the build towards it. It might be underwhelming, but on the night itself at Mania, seeing Punk,
It'll be a great match.
Roman, they're standing tall, looking at each other. The crowd will go.
I mean,
nuts
listen. How into the match, the actual physical match itself, were we when we had Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat?
Yeah.
It was a brilliant match. He stacked them up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the visual of those three guys at WrestleMania 41, and I do believe there is a Shield story to tell because of Punk's early involvement in that and not wanting Reigns to be part of it. I think there's some. I think as long as they present us with a good story,
it could work.
It could work.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to present it. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough.
And also, Steph, to say Reigns, to say Seth doesn't deserve a main event at Mania.
No, Seth deserves
I
it.
can't agree with that.
Let's talk about Seth when we talk about Raw because he did some outstanding work on Monday night.
I just wanted to add quickly, sorry. In the last 5 years, WWE have nailed their triple threat format. I can't think of a bad triple threat match they've put on at a high scale with whether it's the IC title or the world title. Like, they've absolutely nailed it. So, yeah, it's just more so from a story point of view where I'm
which is Steph's point.
Yeah.
It's like there would be no title on the line.
Yeah.
So what are the stakes? It would have to be entirely story driven. So that story needs to be really strong. To warrant a triple threat.
I agree.
Carmelo Hayes and The Miz defeated Louisiana's LA Knight and R-Truth. Shinsuke Nakamura interfered, if you can call it that. The word interfered suggests a semblance of effort was made. The state of Shinsuke Nakamura at the moment.
Oh no!
It's I mean, I have to say there were some moments I really enjoyed on Raw. We'll talk about some other bits in a mo, but across the board a bit on Raw and Smackers, I'm struggling to maintain a huge level of interest.
Yeah. Same.
I think there's just a lot of stories or lack thereof that I'm just not that invested in a lot of stuff right now.
It feels like he's...
And I don't want to be negative, and I know we're on the road to WrestleMania and I'm sure things will pick up, but right now I feel like things are a bit flat. And when I think about where LA Knight is and what's going on with Shinsuke Nakamura in this US title, I mean, I forgot he was even the champion.
So, you know what I'll say? I think... SmackDown, I 100% agree. I think since they made SmackDown 3 hours, they have been absolutely drowning. And it's difficult. You know, we get probably one good segment, good matches and stuff, but one really good segment to buy into, and the rest is a bit difficult. I think Raw's been fine. But I think as fans, we're often told by the WWE themselves, from Rumble, this is the start of the road to Mania. It's not true anymore. From Elimination Chamber is probably the start to Mania. So I expect post this weekend, a lot of good stuff on TV starts happening. And especially, once they start the European tour, I'm sure the crowds will help lift the shows and stuff like that. But yeah, this gap of waiting for this late Rumble that we had this year and now Elimination Chamber, and then everything at the top level will be decided by this weekend.
Yeah.
And then we can start filling out the other stuff that is ultimately the filler on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And Mania's late as well this year.
Exactly.
Very late Mania. But yeah, I have to say I'm very excited for Saturday night.
Yeah, same here.
I'm excited to see pieces of the puzzle slowly falling into place. Tiffany Stratton defeated Candice LeRae. So Nia Jax beat down Tiffany and Trish afterwards and gingerly plopped a banzai drop on both of them at once.
She changed how she's delivered it because she got a lot of criticism about how
she basically just sat down very gently.
That's the problem. So people were saying, oh, you know how she has a reputation of hurting people. So everyone online was blasting her saying, oh, the banzai drop, she's still hurting people with the banzai. So now she's changed it. It looks dreadful.
It looks
so bad. Just stick to what you're doing.
I think that's maybe just because it was two of them on top of each other, and that would probably be quite discomforting if you just dropped yourself on two people.
Hey, Yokozuna didn't care.
Yeah, no, he really
used to do that back in the day.
I was about to say new sexual fantasy unlocked, but then you mentioned Yokozuna. Charlotte stands over Tiff
again,
and points to the WrestleMania sign again. This is not a story. To our point, like, yes, dream match of sorts, excited for the match, but people fighting every week and pointing, we've got 6 weeks, but WWE need to get its act together and tell us an actual story.
I agree.
For Charlotte and Tiffy, because otherwise what we're doing here,
yeah, I agree.
That's a lot of TV to fill.
Yeah.
The babyface has been caught twice now, just being, lying down in the middle of the ring, and the heel is standing over them. So at what point is Tiffany gonna, stand up to Charlotte and show her that, okay, I'm the champion here, etc., etc. And like you're saying about the story, James, it's just like we had Charlotte in the PC getting ready the entire time. And like you could have maybe, I know Tiffany was on the main roster to be fair, but like you could have done little interactions with, just showing, we're building something here in the background, and Charlotte wants to get back to that champion. And yeah, they're just giving us nothing. Like it's just Charlotte from any other year, circa, between 2015 and now. like it's just absolutely nothing new.
And I know Skills, you were saying you want her to be fully Ric Flair's daughter.
I do.
You want to build on the things we saw in the vignettes from like the boats and the private jets and the jewelry and all this stuff. But to me, I feel like where Charlotte is interesting is when she shows vulnerability. Okay. And feeding into her real personality, because whilst she has this air of confidence and she's brilliant on the mic, which really helps, but I think tell the story about the fact she's been off 18 months and it was through an injury, and now she's scared. She's scared she's never going to get to that next level again. Even that's more interesting than what we're currently getting.
She did try and be vulnerable and got booed out the building when she came back.
But again, that's WWE's fault. Because like I said, when Cody tore his pec, when he was coming back, they were showing us videos of him in the gym. He declared himself for the Rumble. What did they show us with it was Charlotte? I know. Coming off a yacht, coming off a private jet.
You're right. You're
so
absolutely right.
It's confusing.
They didn't set up the crowd accordingly for what you're saying, which is how they should have done it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we need to see more from those women, and I've got a point about the women that I want to make later, which we'll talk about when we talk about Raw. DIY versus Pretty Deadly went to a no contest. Street Profits interfered. Motor City Machine Guns came out as well. Never have I been more sure in my life that a 4-way match at WrestleMania is fast approaching.
100%.
Which is saying something.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's exactly where we're going, right?
It's back to Vince McMahon booking on WrestleMania, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a little
you can have
there's always a multi-man.
Four-way tag team. The United States is probably going to be an 8-man United States match with Nakamura, LA Knight, and Carmelo Hayes, and Miz, and R-Truth. And it's just like, what are we doing here? I thought we moved on from all this, but it looks like it's going to happen again.
I mean, I always say I appreciate the effort to get everyone on the card. Like I really do. But story, come on. Yeah. As we say, wrestling is not enough.
Yeah. Well, they seem to be relying on whatever's going to happen with the Street Profits. But
I'm into that turn, by the way.
I don't think it's a turn. That's the issue. Like,
it should be a turn.
Okay, put it this way. They want it to be a turn. They're booking it like it's a turn, but the crowd are not going to let it be a turn.
You're right. Because they tried to turn heel before and it didn't work.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
They haven't done anything despicable enough to the right vulnerable baby faces to be like, oh no, these are bad guys and we can't get on board with them.
This is why.
We want what we want for the Street Profits.
So they've gone through a slight attitude shift.
They have.
But not a heel turn.
But see, this is why if The Rock does do a corporate faction, Street Profits needs to be in that faction.
That would be a great
shout. It needs to be Cody,
That
Drew,
would be a great shout.
Street Profits, and one woman, maybe Jade, I don't know, but whoever could carry off some sort of corporate, maybe Charlotte.
Maybe.
No. Bianca.
Okay.
With
Street Profits. Yeah, you're right.
That's a great shout.
Now that, to me,
I would love that.
Is the essence and epitome of lovely stuff.
Yeah.
That is, I love that.
Yeah, that would be great.
That new corporation with The Rock at the helm, who doesn't need to be there all the time.
No.
Because we'd have Bianca, who's great. And she needs something.
Definitely.
By God, she needs something.
Definitely.
Street Profits need something and are brilliant.
Exactly.
Yeah. Drew, Cody.
Crazy.
I mean, that's
too powerful.
That is industry shaking.
That's what they need to do, man. And build them up. You don't need to build up Drew and Cody. They're already stars. But, Street Profits definitely need help. They need help.
I like that a worrying amount. I really do.
I hope so.
Elsewhere on Smackers, Damian Priest and Braun Strowman defeated Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. So this was meant to be a 6-man tag with Cody involved. But then Cody got taken out of it because suddenly The Rock was coming into town. Jacob super kicked Solo by mistake is my only note on this match.
But you see the way he looked at him?
Did it say sorry?
Yeah, he just looked at him like, get up. Literally. Like, he didn't care. He did not care.
But to that point, yeah, boy, we know where this is going.
You called it. Yeah. You said it would be Solo versus Jacob.
Family blood feud.
Yeah, you called it.
In the desert.
Yeah.
In the desert.
Like,
no, they should actually go to the desert. Leave the arena.
I would love that.
I think you could almost do a cinematic film, like a film with these two, a family blood feud in the desert, buried alive.
Can you paint us how it starts off, James?
Hey,
how does this match start? Like, is it going to be? Then we're family first, and then. I'm going to go wrestle Ma. And Solo kisses his mum goodbye. Jacob hugs his family. And then they go meet up in the desert.
God, you're really taking it. I mean, but I am imagining two cars pulling up in the desert.
Yeah.
You know, outside the arena in the desert. It's like harks back to WrestleMania 12 a bit.
Yeah, I know. Hollywood, the parking brawl.
Hollywood Backlot Brawl.
That's it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Piper and Goldust. Yeah.
Which I love.
Which is one of my favorite matches ever. It's incredible.
Is that because Goldust ends up in lingerie?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, it's because
New sexual fantasy
Piper
unlocked.
punched him square in the face. Do you remember that? And ran him over.
Yeah.
Legitimately ran him over.
I couldn't believe what I was watching.
It was amazing.
Absolutely.
No, Piper got run over. Goldust ran over Piper. But Piper punched Goldust right in the face. And who got hit with a baseball bat? I feel Piper got hit with a baseball bat.
Yeah, maybe.
It was an incredible match.
But I think there's something in the desert that they do. Like gangster movie-esque. Between Solo and Jacob.
I would love that.
I think it could be brilliant. Another thing that's brilliant is our tag team with Fanatics, the team that power the official WWE Euro shop. If you're looking for some sick WWE merch, get yourself to wwegp.co.uk, click the Fanatics banner and use the promo code GP15 and you'll get 15% off select items. Great way to save money, great way to support us. Head to wwegp.co.uk, click the Fanatics banner and use the promo code on your merch of choice using... use the promo code GP15 and you get 15% off. So do that now. Cheers to Fanatics.
Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.
Predator Badlands, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Here, you're not the predator. You're the prey. 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 Prey.
Critics are saying it's epic, stunning, and breathtaking.
Many have come here. None have survived.
Predator Badlands, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+, rated PG-13.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese, best thing ever.
Should we talk Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Logan Paul, CM Punk, talk to me. Punk says Logan has no character, no substance. Starting to think he saw my tweets.
I think so.
Going back and forth with Ryan Satin, who strongly disagreed with my love for Logan Paul. What were your thoughts on this? Did you like this?
No.
Cool.
I didn't.
Moving on.
I didn't think it was a great promo. I feel like that was a good chance for them to really like throw lumps at each other.
You tell yourself no one wants your college-era band tees, but on Depop, people are searching for exactly what you've got. You once paid a small fortune for them at merch stands. Now, a teenager who calls them vintage will offer that same small fortune back. Sell them easily on Depop. Just snap a few photos and we'll take care of the rest. Who knew your questionable music taste would be a money-making machine? Your style can make you cash. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
And like really get each other, say really some harsh things. They said some stuff that
But it's only week one.
I know. It could lead to that eventually down the line. Hopefully not going towards WrestleMania. I don't want to see Punk versus Logan at WrestleMania at all. But maybe down the line that could lead to something in the future. But yeah, I know you're big on Logan. I know you love Logan Paul. I'm not really sold on Logan Paul, if I'm honest with you. No, I don't see what you see. I don't see it. I know he's talented. I know he's he's good at in-ring, and I know he's not a professional wrestler, so the stuff that he's doing is very impressive. He's very impressive, but as a personality, as someone as you predict seeing the future of Logan, I don't see that for him.
Really?
No.
Well, it is interesting, and I think this promo it could potentially be a turning point because, yes, athletically in the ring, I think he's fantastic. A lot of people argue my point saying, but he gets to rehearse his match. He gets to rehearse his matches all the time. I think what he's done, and Michael Cole said it on that interview. Oh, by the way, Michael Cole, and I know Pat McAfee did a thing about his shirt and how he was sat there with his belly and the buttons were fighting for dear life. I did see someone on social saying those buttons were hanging on like they were in the Royal Rumble.
That is great. That's brilliant.
However, God love Michael Cole.
Yeah,
the
he's
interview was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really strongly suggest you go and check it out if you haven't done so already, because it's really, really good. So insightful, really honest. He just comes across as the nicest guy and just absolutely loving life currently. But he was talking about how special Logan Paul is, and I do think he's special. And what I think, just past the technicality of him in the ring, is the way he can command an audience.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were in Texas, in Dallas, his first match, and the way he was playing to the crowd, I was like, this guy's extraordinary. Like, straight away from match one, he gets how to play the crowd.
100%.
So I think there's so much upside to Logan Paul. But in this promo, I was thinking, especially when Punk says, there's nothing to you. There's no character, no substance.
No.
Like, who are you? That made me think, is he a bit of an empty vase?
Logan Paul is like, he's a wrestler that's like playing influencer right now. That's good. There isn't anything to him. Like Punk said, it's like, okay, you've decided to do this full time now, but we as a audience don't really know you. All we continue to hear about you is your misdemeanors outside of these four walls of WWE. And to be honest, I think the misdemeanors are now turning the crowd against him. It's more
100.
like go away sort of thing. We don't want you here anymore. And I think that's what, if anything, hindered this segment for me personally.
He's getting a lot of go away heat, isn't he? Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
I don't think it's you're the bad guy or anything. I just think it's people just don't want to associate themselves with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like that.
I mean, I do want to see this match at Mania.
No, neither do I.
However, I wouldn't loathe it because I do sort of see the benefit. But Punk is a legend. And yes, he put himself in the legend bracket alongside John Cena and Steve Austin in that promo, which is another thing we could talk about. But I do think Punk needs to be at the top
the main
of the
event.
card.
He needs the main
Tippity
event.
top. Would you describe Punk as a legend?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
In the same, because he's not a household name.
No.
Like,
but there's loads of legends that are not household names.
But I think but I mean WWE would call Michelle McCool a legend.
That's different though, isn't it?
And you have talents who are on a legend contract. There are different things. Whereas Austin, you look at him as a pure, true wrestling legend.
Yes.
You know, Hogan, John Cena was the other person that Logan Paul mentioned. Cena is, and I don't think Cena was a household name
per se,
at his wrestling height of his wrestling popularity.
Yeah.
He has become a household name because of everything he's done in Hollywood now. But would you put Punk in that?
Absolutely.
In that bracket?
Yeah.
Tear down. The tier under the Austins, the Rocks, the Punks, the Cenas, Hogan. I think he's in that tier under.
Right.
He's definitely still legendary status, but even then we'll probably need to kind of divvy up.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But in terms of it kind of connection with the crowd, he is
unreal.
He's got it.
So up there.
Yeah.
So up there with the biggest legends of the business. It's difficult because he had so many years
off.
uninvolved. Like totally uninvolved.
And slagging it.
And slagging it off, trying to distance himself completely. I'm so intrigued as to what he's going to do at Mania.
I thought this was just a Elimination Chamber segment to, when they meet in the chamber.
That's what I thought. I can't see it going to Mania.
Nah.
I think this was a way to add heat to the chamber match. I do permanently feel afraid that WWE are going to change plans on Punk and give him a reason to walk out again.
What you think?
It just scares me. I wonder if that's part of Triple H's plans all along. The ultimate revenge.
Do you think contractually when he re-signed a WrestleMania main event is in there, if possible, if you could sort that out, sort of thing?
I don't know.
I don't know if that would be in a contract. I think it's too hard to. So many things would have to align Like, so many things would have to... For that to happen, because there are only so many people who can main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think there are so many factors to that. I don't think you could put it in a contract, really.
Fair.
I don't know. I mean, possibly. They did leave it to the very last minute for him to sign, didn't
come
they?
back, yeah.
So maybe there was a lot of back and forth. Ludwig Kaiser defeated Penta and Pete Dunne.
Yep.
This was excellent, obviously.
Yeah, good match. Pete Dunne got the pin.
He did. The spot where Penta jumped off Kaiser's back to hit Dunne with a Mexican destroyer was sensational.
Yeah. You did that a lot in AEW.
Yeah. Well, after criticising all those destroyers in AEW,
now you like it.
I now think I'd like to see a minimum of 10 destroyers in each of Penta's WWE match, ideally. New Day defeated Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. State of it continues.
Yeah. And the only good thing of this is they made them look a bit more menacing, but yes, it's still like, where are we going with this? It's big. I understand that maybe they are going to do the Big E thing, and they're probably just waiting their time. Like Mekz said, the road to WrestleMania starts after Elimination Chamber, so maybe then is when we start getting the whole Big E.
But you'd think if something was possible, and that's the key word, if anything was possible with Big E, you would think A, they would know it before they do the New Day plans, and B, that would start at the Rumble. Why would you leave it? Like, it's such a big story, and it was such a big deal. I remember in the weeks building up to the 10th anniversary of New Day, we were like, come on, boys, this is special. So I just feel like that would have started by now. I don't think Xavier and Kofi doing something with Big E
is happening.
I mean, I'd love to be wrong, but I don't think it's.
I see that. I see what you're saying.
I don't think it's happening.
Yeah,
this will be the other fatal 4-way tag match that they're involved in at Mania, probably on the other night.
It will
That's
be.
hilarious.
I think
But he's probably right.
Just going back to Ludwig Kaiser, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to say this. He cut a promo backstage being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Someone tweeted us about it saying, James, you're right all along. This guy's a star. Ludwig Kaiser's doing great stuff. The promo backstage was really, really good. He's obviously, he won this match. You said Pete Dunne got the pin. Did you mean Ludwig Kaiser?
He pinned Pete Dunne, yeah.
So he got a big win here. I think he's on an upward trajectory.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
He deserves it.
Yeah,
he definitely
He's very
deserves
talented.
What do you think of the Gunther stuff? So he defeated Akira Tozawa.
I like this.
You know what?
I quite like this as well.
They figured it out.
Too late, unfortunately.
You think so?
Yes.
No,
not
too late.
There's still
As
time.
in figured out Gunther.
No, they figured out
the story,
the build up for Mania. Because remember we were saying, maybe we were saying a couple of weeks ago where they're going with this.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about figuring out Gunther as a world champion.
Oh,
I think since the Saturday night main event,
the truth of what you're saying.
Since he lost to Cody and obviously that was Crown Jewel. Yeah, since the Saturday night main events, he's been on an upward trajectory, I think, and more so, I feel like. This is what Gunther, what he done against Tozawa, although, it was practically a squash match. It's like, let him, of all people, just let your world champion wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, one of them is, in Cody, is involved in, obviously, the high-level story stuff. Let Gunther just be Gunther, you know?
Yeah,
this came across really well.
I really love this promo.
I really liked it. I liked the way it started at the very beginning of the broadcast where we had him, walking down the corridor shot and he noticed American Alpha being daft, doing TikTok dances.
Yeah.
So I liked the way that carried through into the show. It's a way for Gunther to show dominance, and I like the fact that he did it against someone who is the epitome of the entertainment aspect of sports entertainment, which is everything Gunther hates. So it made total sense. I thought it was a really good night for Akira Tozawa. Like, just to get a bit of stuff in on Gunther, got the crowd really riled up. Oh my God, maybe he's going to beat him. Maybe, of course he's not. But I think it's also going to lead to Gunther versus Otis, which is another good solid match, which I think is either going to come next week or in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Still, I don't know if it's enough to lead us to Mania. I think we still need to get more
it's
promo and story in between Gunther and Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. But what you're saying is right. Like, so obviously, good night for Akira Tozawa. I love the fact that Gunther mentioned that, we came up the ranks together.
Yeah,
I know how good you are. It's true. Akira Tozawa.
He's a fantastic wrestler.
100%. Do you remember when he got signed to NXT from, was it Dragon Gate? And he used to be a tag team with Apollo Crews, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of a lot of hype on Akira Tozawa back then. And then it's like, we have not seen any, I mean, he, apart from a good showing at the Cruiserweight Classic, we haven't really seen much of any of that.
Cruiserweight champion as well.
And he was a Cruiserweight champion for a little bit, but we ain't seen much of that. So it's, for him to mention that was really good. You are right, he's going to have a little square off of Otis, but it's also going to lead up to Pat McAfee as well. He's going to terrorize Pat McAfee at one point, pick on him. And also, let's give a shout out to the pop for Jey Uso. That pop when the Uso, thank you. When Jey Uso theme hit, he was like a rock star. Everybody went crazy.
He's over like Rover.
Over, man.
I didn't want to say it online because I wasn't ready to battle with people and Twitter, but it was Austin-esque.
100%.
When the glass smashes for Austin, you know people lose their mind.
People went crazy.
When you heard Uso, people lost their mind.
Well, listen, we've been saying there are no questions around how connected the fans are to Jey.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why he is in this spot. I think it's really interesting what you just said about Pat McAfee. Because we dismissed you last week.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, it's just a sort of ongoing beef between Gunther and Pat. Everyone loves Pat.
Exactly.
What if Pat helps, not to the point where it makes Jey look weak, but what if there's a moment within the match at Mania where Pat helps Jey?
I can see that.
And then it ultimately leads to Jey winning the title and the biggest yeet-off ever.
With Pat in the ring with him.
I'm sorry, I think it still should close night one of Mania. The biggest yeet-off ever. With Pat McAfee, because that's such a big thing, and Michael Cole and Jey. That could be really special.
I can see that, man.
If anyone helped to glamorize the whole yeeting, it was Pat getting up on the table and doing it early doors.
Exactly.
So, and to be fair, in the whether it was in the match or in the promo, Gunther he pointed at Pat. He done something or he said Pat talk about this when he was maybe beating up Tozawa. He did make some type of
there was another reference to Pat this week. Yeah. But I think there's still loads to play on how Jey hasn't beaten Gunther in their 3 matches so far. How Jey has all these insecurities about being a top guy. Even how Jey bombed at WrestleMania last year, which is something Jey has admitted himself to me in an interview. There's a lot of story we could tell here.
Yeah.
So I think that the stuff with people like Otis is great. And as you say, Mekz gets Gunther in the ring, have him wrestling on TV each week, showing his dominance. But we need more story as well.
Yeah.
Lyra Valkyria defeated Dakota Kai to retain the... Why are you laughing?
It's the way you say it. I'm sorry.
I'm just reading out a result.
Because you know what he does? He gives you the eye when he reads it as well. When he's displeased about something.
James is a naughty boy.
It's so hilarious. It's so funny.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I liked it. But I want a story and characters.
I agree.
That's what it's lacking, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I would give it above fine. I thought it was good. I was into it. What I think they don't have, like we've said this before, like Lyra as the champion, she's a great wrestler, right? But there is nothing there beyond the feathers they attach to her and the wooing of the entrance music. And it seems to me like they don't have any intention of giving her any character or any like real hardcore story. So she's going to have to, get over with the crowd the old way of just being a fantastic wrestler. Maybe that's what they're doing. And since she's the Intercontinental title, champion holder, this is, I guess, the essence of the IC title, just really good work. So maybe that's how they're relying on getting Lyra over before we get to whatever she's going to do at Mania, whether it's a multi-woman match, or Becky, like we mentioned last week. But yeah, it seems like they're just leaving her to her devices of just having good wrestling matches.
We'll talk about the main event in a few minutes. But I put on Twitter, and I'm going to read it out just because it sort of encapsulates exactly how I feel about the women currently. So I said, I've been correctly very critical of WWE's entire women's division on the podcast lately. Lack of engaging stories, no true character development, and just a real sense that the talents are playing wrestlers in promos. Last night's main event banger between Liv and Raquel and Naomi and Bianca, and the audience's reaction to it brought into sharp focus what these uber-talented women are capable of. For all of Triple H's creative brilliance, he should direct a lot more care and attention to their stacked female roster. For every Rock and Cody, Sammy and KO, Punk and Drew, Gunther and Jay, Roman and Seth. We should be getting gritty, unpredictable, character-driven storylines for the women too. Feuds that blur lines between fiction and reality and allow them to shed cartoonish personas to build deep, genuine connections with the fan base. Something that only, I feel this is true, Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley have truly done up to this point.
That's fair.
Like, there are so many, and we talk about Lyra and Dakota. They're both great talents. It was a really good match. But ultimately, it's all kind of forgettable because it's not story driven.
Yeah.
There's no emotion behind it.
Unlike the main event, like you're saying, which was there was a story. There's been this ongoing story, and the ladies tore the house out.
Well,
main event was crazy.
Well, let's talk about this first then. So Liv and Raquel defeated Bianca Belair and Naomi. I have no hesitation in saying this was the best 15 minutes in the history of these women's tag team titles.
Yeah,
of their title run, probably, yeah.
No, but of any match,
of the women's tag team titles in WWE.
I agree.
I can't agree just because I know I enjoyed so much of what Sasha Banks and Bayley done in the pandemic with those titles. But
Okay. So to my point, right?
I wasn't watching it back then. I stopped watching it during the pandemic.
Even though, to be very clear, we were doing the podcast back then, and I had Skillit on most weeks. Great, good. No, but to my point, right? And I love this. And I remember at the time I made the comparison between Bayley and Sasha. I made the comparison to the Hollywood Blondes. Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. Doing brilliant character work. Loved it. I can't remember their matches though.
They had a great series with Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Okay.
They did. I do remember that.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm hesitant. But other than that, you're probably right.
But like this was such a good match and certainly up there with some of the better moments in the history of these belts. And that's to do with the talents. Bianca, we know how amazing she is. Naomi and Raquel had a really good night. Liv continues to do excellent work. But I think because there was a foundation to it.
Yeah.
There was this story that fans are starting to invest in who killed Jade Cargill. And that's happening in the background, and that fed into it. And yes, Dominic was there getting annoyed, and that was riling up the commentators and the crowd. It was one of those lovely moments and segments and matches and nights for these four women where just everything clicked.
Absolutely.
And that was a joy to see, and it made me send that tweet because I was just like, this is why it's so frustrating. It can be brilliant, but the women just need more, top to bottom. And there's been reports backstage that the women aren't happy with the creative direction that they're going or not really going in. So hopefully this will help manifest a bit of change.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think we have the best women roster in wrestling history currently right now. It'd be a shame to miss opportunities with doing exceptional booking with everybody involved. So yeah, I agree.
And I must caveat what I'm saying with the NXT female roster and what they're doing from what I understand is really good stuff with the women.
Yeah.
I think they're really making the most of the young talents over there. But on the main roster, nothing's really clicking. But this match highlighted that it really should be. So let's finish by then talking Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
This was great.
Yeah, go on. You kick off.
I was just gonna say this was great. This was just, it was like two old mates, that have been down the road, had their wars, and it was like checking each other with, Rollins basically calling out Cody Rhodes for, like Cody pointed out, everything that Rollins has done in the past, sort of thing. So yeah, I just thought as a follow-up from the Rock segment, which, like we've said at the top of the show, left a lot of people bamboozled as to where we were, why it took so long to get to the punch. These two just done a phenomenal job. And to be honest, my highlight of it was Cody mentioning that Seth Rollins was the MVP of WrestleMania last year. And, probably something that went over people's heads, didn't get their flowers, everything he was involved in the build-up to his match at WrestleMania till the main event of night one, his match, the opening night two, and then the main event of night two. Rollins, as we've been saying, he needs his flowers.
He doesn't. It's such a weird case because I feel like he's so popular, whenever we do anything around Rollins, obviously we did the live show with Rollins. Like he does, everyone loves him. He's a real star and such an asset for WWE. But he almost doesn't get, even though everyone knows how amazing he is, he almost doesn't get the credit he deserves still. Yeah. And I remember you talk about last year's WrestleMania. I posted a picture of him. He was backstage crying on Triple H's shoulder, not both of them. And Triple H was giving him a hug. And I remember writing, like, he was the standout of, well, you know, despite everything that happens with Cody, Seth was the standout star because of everything you've just listed and just what an like full circle moment with Roman, dragging his body down through the stadium to be involved in the end of that match, and what he did the night before. Just what a phenomenal showing. But I thought this promo was so good, and it brought into focus and gave much needed focus to the Rock stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
And he was drawing on all the history, all the emotional stuff, the loose ends from last year's Mania season. He made everything with The Rock feel less random and brought a nice continuation to it and just gave it a nice sense of continuity.
Definitely. It was interesting that he kind of came at Cody, like blaming Cody for Rock just interrupting Cody and proposing him to be the corporate champion, where Cody hasn't even made a decision or where he wants to go with The Rock. It's not like he agreed with The Rock. You know, like he said, but Seth was still coming at Cody.
Well, for like, what you're considering this?
Yeah.
Like,
I guess I understand that.
And actually, to that point, because I was thinking the same thing, I was like, Cody hasn't made a decision yet. But what he judged him for was not slapping Rock around the face on the spot, which I thought was a really nice touch.
Yeah. I just think, man, I think they're doing the whole thing where Seth's kind of slowly turning into Drew McIntyre again. I think so. I think Seth is kind of losing it.
You're obsessed with this idea.
I'm loving it.
I mean, listen,
I hope so.
If we can manifest this new corporation on GP,
I think it'll be so good. But yeah,
what I will say, for all the brilliance of that promo, what a shame Rollins was dressed like a middle-aged woman preparing for inclement weather.
You know what's so funny? When I saw how he was dressed, I was like, oh, James is gonna rip this on.
He was dressed like a middle-aged woman preparing for inclement weather.
Inclement weather. It's high fashion, James.
It's not. It's appalling.
Seth, I tried.
I can't comment on anybody's fashion.
This is a serious point.
Okay.
He came out to cut a very serious promo. Like, at points, quite an emotional promo. If you're coming out to have that conversation, you don't come out dressed in fancy dress and dancing around. It's a huge disconnect.
I agree to an extent. I mean, you guys maybe be able to say better than me, but I'm sure there would have been promos, you know, back in the day, we're talking 80s or whatever, or early 90s, where, you know, someone came out in colourful dressed stuff to cut serious promos, or someone came out in their occupational gimmick to cut promos. So it's one of them ones where I 100% hear what you're saying, but it's just...
Wait a minute, you just said occupational gimmick.
Yeah.
I got a random question, yo!
Oh, okay.
Skillit's random question.
There we go. And just before we dive into it, really interrupting the flow of our serious chat about Seth Rollins. But this is Skillit, ladies and gentlemen.
He is the Seth Rollins of this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Just without the dress sense, which I need to adopt, actually. My random question is, who has the best occupational gimmick in wrestling history?
Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
I think so. I agree. Big Boss Man, really. I would say Big Boss Man.
Okay.
The best occupational gimmick. I mean... Do I dare say Vince McMahon as Mr. McMahon? The board is.
I mean, that's a bit of a cop out, isn't it? Nails.
It definitely
nails. IRS. It has to be IRS. IRS. Man.
Erwin R. Shyster.
I mean, there's so many we can list off.
Hurricane, if that counts as occupation.
Oh, the superhero.
A superhero, isn't it?
Nah. No.
Who's the plumber? The one who played the plumber. What was his name again?
Thingy Hopper.
Yeah, TJ Hopper.
TJ Hopper?
I think it's TJ Hopper, yeah.
Producer Ben?
Or
TL Hopper?
TL Hopper.
TL Hopper.
Or maybe it's TJ Hooker with DH Hopper. We have TJ Hooker, the show, with William Shatner.
Oh, you said
TL Hopper. That's
TL Hopper, yeah.
The Godfather is a pimp.
Godfather's a pimp. That's occupation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first that sprang to mind as soon as you said occupation was Duke the Dumpster Josie.
What about Repo Man?
Do you remember the Goon, the hockey player?
The hockey player.
Yeah.
The absolute state of him.
The clown. The clown's an occupation.
Yeah.
The clown's a clown.
Yeah. Clown's a clown.
You could talk about any wrestler and their occupation is a wrestler.
Was there ever a wrestler called the janitor? I think there was the janitor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, but that was a good random question. So sorry.
Yeah, back to the flow.
Who did you pick?
I'll go with Godfather.
Godfather. Okay, yeah, that's quite a good one. That's quite
The Mountie.
The Mountie's
Mountie's
a great one.
Henry Godwin.
Sorry. Surely Undertaker is the number one.
Oh yeah, I think he's Undertaker.
With a bullet.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
That is the number one.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
If we're talking best occupational gimmicks of all time,
yeah, that's
hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, back to Seth.
Yeah, back to Seth.
For me, it's a massive disconnect. Like if he's coming out, like the music, fine. You want a point where the crowd can, it's such a beloved track now. Yeah. The arenas, the stadiums sing along. It's special, but the dancing, this gear, like now is the time, especially where we are in the landscape of wrestling and the kind of characters we connect with. Now's the time for him to come out in jeans and a t-shirt and look cool again.
That's true.
Like he came out last night or 2 nights ago to cut this promo dressed like Elton John, and it doesn't work for me.
Do you think that's what's holding him back from getting that main event spot again?
I don't think it's holding him back. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
You know, the thing is, at this point, like you said, he clearly doesn't need to do this anymore to kind of get over anything like that. I think this is Seth.
You think,
at this point, I think this is just what he enjoys. Like,
yeah. I think you're right.
No one's forcing him to do this.
No, it's true.
But you don't see him dressed like that in real life. Like if we do talent junkets, we saw him in whatever city it was, and he came up and said hello, and he was dressed nicely in a suit. He looked great.
I mean, sometimes like he recently done an interview wearing like a whole sequin like joggers set, all sequins. So it's like.
He got that off your mum, didn't he?
Wow.
That didn't work, did it?
No.
That was pure.
Good try, though.
Yeah, that was desperate.
That's a good try.
So he I mean, like I said, I think that's who he is now.
It needs to not be who he is, if I'm honest. Okay, but brilliant work.
Yeah,
brilliant work, and for me was just a reminder of how sensational Seth Rollins is.
You know what I love about wrestling today, especially WWE booking? I know we always talk about this, and it's probably been mentioned already, but how so many different people are involved in in different people's story. Like it's not just me versus Mekz, and that's going to be me and Mekz talk for the next 4 months. It's only me and him addressing each other. You're involved in it. Ben's involved in it. The little punk with the camera holder there is all involved in it. You know what I mean? That stuff like that. It's just so many people involved in everybody's business, and it's great.
Well, that's why it's such an open field. That's why creatively it's really interesting. We all, as I said earlier, we're all trying to book it. We're trying to work out the different pieces of the puzzle. Yeah. That's why it's exciting.
Yeah, and even the promo itself, he addressed the Rock stuff, and then he also addressed, I'm going to win the chamber, I'm coming for your title.
Yeah.
So within the promo, it's multi-layered, and it's more than just kind of knocking one thing on the head.
And I love the way that Seth said, I want to stop you making the mistakes that I made.
Yeah.
And building on the long history of Seth over the last decade and what we've seen and the turns we've seen.
I also love how Seth ended the promo with the reverse of what The Rock said about taking your soul. I don't want to take your soul. I want to take your title. I love that. That was brilliant.
Really
that was
good.
brilliant.
Yeah. Which is important because we have to remain, this is our championship where we're going after. We have to make sure that is the most important thing that's on the show ultimately.
And lest we forget, because I do feel like people are a little bit dismissive currently of Cody Rhodes' title run.
I agree.
Let's talk about, we don't need to talk about it, but just let's not forget the promos Cody has been involved in the last month.
Great segments. Yeah.
Him and Punk, extraordinarily good.
Yeah.
Him and Rock, had its issues, but how much have we talked about it this week?
Yeah.
Him and Seth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Without Cody.
100%.
And that is why he is the poster
That's why
boy.
he's the guy.
Everything is circling around. There was a point where everything was circling around Reigns.
Yeah.
But currently, it's all about Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a spot he deserves to be in. Let's make Elimination Chamber predictions very quickly. Men's Chamber, John Cena versus CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre versus Logan Paul versus Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. Mekz, who have you got? Where can people find you on the stage?
I'm going to go with John Cena.
Okay.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
I am going to go Damian Priest.
You're lying. Go again.
That's a joke. Poor Damian Priest.
He's going to be eliminated first.
He's a great talent.
He's eliminated first.
Yeah, I mean,
he's definitely eliminated
Even when he
first.
had that segment backstage of Braun Strowman getting ready for the tag match, I was thinking...
Actually, you know what? He probably won't be eliminated first. They actually might flip it with his role. He might go all the way, but obviously not win. But he'll probably...
You might get Logan Paul eliminated first.
Logan Paul might be eliminated first.
Or... Cena
gets eliminated first. Cena might be eliminated first.
I would love
And then he comes back at the end. And that's when he turns heel.
So,
I'm excited.
Yeah, listen, if it all feeds into Cena's desperation, let's get Cena out there quickly.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much spot calling I can handle. So let's get him out there early. Whilst I can't predict the way in which we get there, I think the favour from Paul Heyman is going to come into play at some point, obviously in the road to Mania.
Yeah.
So for that reason, and because I like the idea of maybe Cena or The Rock trying to steal the main event away from him, I think I'm going to go Punk.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Punk.
I think Punk as well.
Okay. Women's Chamber, Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair versus Bayley versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss. Skills, who have you got?
I don't know. Because I know Rhea's facing Io Sky, like you guys mentioned last week on Raw.
The night after, yeah.
So whoever wins this is going to be involved. Because I think Io Sky's going to Mania as well. So I think it'll be a triple threat.
Okay.
Io Sky she's definitely going to Mania.
Okay.
But who is going to win Elimination Chamber?
That's what James asked you.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to say, logically, because they lost the women's tag team titles on Raw, Bianca Belair. Or it could be Liv.
Well, I mean, Liv and Rhea, do we do that go around again? That's a possibility. Or are we done with
Bianca,
that?
Isn't it? It's Bianca.
The minute they dropped the title on Raw, I thought, okay, Bianca.
Yeah.
But then I thought, Bianca is surely going to have a part to play in this whole Jade reveal, even if it's Naomi. Like, Bianca's still got a part to play. She can't just say to Naomi, right, you off, go and deal with that. I need to go win the women's title. Like, so I have a sneaking suspicion now that it might be Liv.
Yeah, I think it might be Liv because I have a feeling I heard that Jade's good to go. She's back. She's coming back soon.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if she interferes in this match and if we find out it's either Bianca or Naomi that took her out and takes them out in the match.
I'm going to go Bianca Belair.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the wild card would be Alexa Bliss, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
People love her.
Yes.
And there's something, especially with this connection to Bray, it could be that she has a really lovely special moment at this year's WrestleMania. So that's my sort of wild card. But I think it's going to be Bianca Belair. What if she wins as a babyface? Everyone's super happy. And then Jade's music hits and they have a face-off.
That would be great.
And then it's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then we sort of, Jade knows it was Bianca. Actually, scrap all of that. It can't have been Bianca because she was in the ring when it happened.
That is true. No, but
I don't think that eliminates her. That's what I've been thinking the
What,
whole
you think
time.
she set something up?
She could have, yeah. She
Or
either
done
could
it
have got
before?
someone to done it or done it before
Okay,
she got
all
in the
right.
ring.
Okay.
But I think, if anything, Liv Morgan winning the tag titles could be a red herring to make us think that...
I agree.
Okay, it can't be Liv anymore because she's now got a title. I think it could very much still be Liv.
Or do you think there's somebody new involved in all this who attacked Jade that's going to be the new member of Judgment Day? And it's a woman, but I don't know who.
Okay.
Who would that be, Mekz?
Jordan Grace?
Nah, can't imagine it being.
I don't know.
I think it's definitely.
I can't
long
call
story
it.
short, I think it's between Liv and Bianca.
Yeah.
But to my point earlier about the women,
It's amazing,
we're
isn't it?
talking about it and it's a story. It's something to get our teeth into.
Yeah.
Or is it Alexa Bliss who's going to rejoin the Wyatt Six, and they're the one who attacked Jade. Because they attacked everybody backstage and nobody seems to remember that. They remember they just randomly started attacking everybody. They could have done it to Jade.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the headphones are falling off my head.
Unsanctioned match, Sami Zayn versus KO. How good, by the way, was that video of KO
outside the house,
outside Sami's window? Bit weird, but
I love Sami's promo on Raw.
Yes,
that was a very good
brilliant.
Yeah, the sit-down interview.
How it changed him, and he was going to do something stupid, but then he bumped into Kevin's mom, and he was like, "What am I doing?" I was, just, it's good stuff.
For me, that showed me though, 'cause Sami doesn't have the dog in him. How can he then go into an unsanctioned match and win?
No, he can. He does.
I really thought, and then I didn't. KO was out, but I didn't realize his mum was staying. So we were talking. I honestly thought he was going to do the ultimate heel thing and go. So I just slept with KO's mum.
Well, and gave her a loofah kick afterwards.
She likes that apparently. Who have you got?
I had Sami Zayn, but he exposed himself to me as too much of a nice guy on Raw. So we know Kevin will do the needful to win a match like this.
Yeah.
Sami basically showed me on Raw that I'm not prepared to do the needful. So
Well, he did say people are going to be shocked by what I do to KO.
He did say that.
But the thing is, I think out of the two of them, KO probably needs a big victory more than Sami, perhaps. Yeah. Especially after Rumble.
Did Ash, who was the one who mentioned it on WhatsApp? Was it Ash who said, I love the fact that it's unsanctioned, but they've got a referee. They've got a referee.
Yeah. But the referee's only there to either count the pinfall or call a decision.
I'll go with KO, I think.
Okay. Who did you say?
I'll go with KO and the returning Randy Orton afterwards.
Oh, Randy Orton. Afterwards or during?
Or maybe Raw or SmackDown.
Okay, interesting. I'm phenomenally excited for this match.
Yeah, this will be fun.
I think we are going to get Kevin Steen versus El Generico.
100%, yeah.
Type wrestling.
Or AJ Styles versus Nakamura type wrestling.
Yeah,
no, I'm just joking.
Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
This is the Toronto pop.
Yeah.
This is the Trish Stratus wins with Tiffany Stratton.
This is also, I hate to say it, the Alan Partridge shrug gif.
Yeah.
It's something for the crowd, I think, more than anything.
So who have you got?
Trish and Tiffy.
The Canadian.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you excited for Saturday night?
I am.
Yeah. And of course the Rock segment now. Does Cody accept? Does Cody accept the Rock's proposal?
Did you just say what Rock segment?
No, I said no. I just said, does he have a segment? That's what I said.
How do you not know that?
But I didn't know
That's
that
the
was
whole
leading
point.
to. I just thought,
give me your answer in Toronto.
I thought it was give me some time.
No, he said give me your answer in Toronto.
Okay.
And do you remember earlier I said 2,500?
You did.
Extra tickets were sold because The Rock's going to be there.
Yeah, you did say that.
What's your prediction for that? Yes or no?
No.
Cody says no.
Cody says no. Okay.
Play the long game, baby.
I think he's going to say yes.
I pray he says yes. But he's going
to say no.
Okay. Should we get to some final thoughts?
Yes.
Let's.
Following the Michelle McCool announcement, WWE denies that it's running out of Hall of Fame worthy women to induct. Next year's lineup is rumoured to include hot lesbian action.
Oh, that was tag team.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Vince McMahon rumoured to be starting a new rival wrestling promotion. Absolute state of it. The biggest waste of money since The Rock decided to get into the tequila business. Seriously, no one wants to drink your crap tequila, mate. Give it a rest. So, that's a joke. And there are also rumours of creative tensions between The Rock and Triple H. The game had to make some changes to Rock's original promo that said he also wanted Cody's ball bag. Anyway, finally, Skills, where can people find you on the site?
You can follow me on all social media platforms at Skillit World, SKILLIT World.
And Mekz, where can people find you?
WrestleManiac UK on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And you can follow me at James Zelo on Instagram. But more importantly, follow the show at WEGP on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Keep your emails coming in. hello@wwegp.co.uk and subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWEGP. Finally, it really helps us out if you could rate and review GP wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks so much for listening. Enjoy Elimination Chamber this Saturday night. The road to WrestleMania is getting exciting, people. Thanks to our writer, researcher Tom Fordy, and producer Ben Ramsden. This has been a Starstruck Media production. We shall see you next week.
Gorilla position.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.